Hello, I'm Vara.
And
Just
I'm
kidding. It's Roxy.
and I'm Roxy, I think.
I think.
I'm not I'm Roxy? Do that with more of an inflection there.
I'm Roxy.
And Roxy. I here. I don't know. Oh, hello, I'm Vada.
And I'm Roxy.
And you're listening to VCR. Getting all the sillies out of our system before we start this exciting episode. Roxy, how you doing as always?
I'm good. As you can see, I'm feeling goofy today.
hmm I'm doing good too, having fun, just kind of taking the day off, chilling, relaxing, listening to the dogs squawk for 24 hours a day because they just want my undying attention over here. But today, speaking of attention, we need to give attention to something that we probably neglected for a long time. So, as a shocker to probably most of our audience, Roxy and I are what you call Hispanic, and we have a Hispanic heritage. I know,
No.
right? Most people are kind of shocked, and most people are very shocked when I tell them I'm Hispanic. They're like, "Oh, I didn't think you were Hispanic," and I was like, "I really hate that. I get that all the time." They're like, "You don't
I
sound
definitely don't.
yeah." And I was like, "You don't sound Hispanic," and I was like, "Yeah, well."
Indeed.
And I was like, huh. But anyway, so today we're going to jump into a twofer kind of thing. Uh, Odd things Hispanics say, or Hispanic parents say, and we're going to jump into some Hispanic superstitions because I think we have some unique superstitions, that make no damn sense whatsoever, but we got them anyway. And a few of them I know, some of them I didn't know, but Roxy was pretty well versed in them. So we're
Oh
going to
yeah.
jump into that. So let me do something I haven't done in a minute. Let me do what I do and share
And
screen with
you.
you. Yeah. So we're gonna get to the share screen. Gonna bring up our exciting internets here, which is technically already up. Yay! So today we're gonna take a look at this article, and it is Hispanic Superstitions, Fascinating Traditions That Add Magic to Life. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Mágico.
And it's written by a guy called Adrian in Travel. And it's from Facebook, Baselang blog. All things I've never heard of. How great.
What a new adventure for you today.
Yes, this is gonna be fun, so fun. So we're just gonna jump into the superstitions. One, the evil eye comes up as number one. Now, this is something that I had never really contributed to Hispanic superstition because I've always viewed it as being a Greek superstition. And so I know that we talk about the evil eye, but I'm assuming all this origins coming from Greece and everything else. So that's kind of my thing, but what do I know? So in Hispanic culture, the evil eye, known as el mal de ojo, is a belief that envious glances can bring harm to individuals, especially babies and small children. Okay,
Mhm.
so I guess this is a little different. To ward off the malevolent gaze, many people carry a small amulet called a mano del azap azapica azapiki.
Asbache?
Is that it?
I
Azbache?
think so, yeah.
Mano de azbache. So mano in Spanish is hand. I guess I don't know what the hell that is, but anyway. But in the translation, it's called jet black hand. Or use red ribbons as protective charms.
Mhm.
These, tail talismans are supposed
Talismans.
to deflect negative energy and keep the evil eye at bay. Uh,
Yes. So you know how when Hispanic women, especially when we see babies, we're like, oh my God, they're so cute. Like we touch their arm or their little feet, and we're like, I don't want to give him ojo.
Yeah.
Like that's the evil eye. Like you have to touch them, so we don't give them ojo, and we don't want them to get sick. And I've seen where, like a friend of mine would put like after somebody would do that, she would put like a little red ribbon, like just on their clothes or like on their forehead
Mhm.
or something to protect them.
Yeah, and now this is also a pretty good excuse to go touch someone or something too, because they say that like if you are envious of something, like let's
Mhm.
say, uh, well, let's use Roxy. So let's say I go up to Roxy and I was like, "Oh my God, you have such pretty eyes. Let me touch your eyes." That I'm supposed to do that because that will prevent the ojo
Right.
from attacking her because I touched the thing that I desired or that I thought was pretty or that I'm envious of. So
Yeah, I do
there's
that to girls' nails. I'm like, oh my God, your nails are so pretty. I was like, let me touch them. I don't want to give them ojo.
Mhm.
Let me touch them.
Yep. And I was like, and for me, it's just like I give them the ojo. It's like, haha, you're not with me, so may
I've
you.
actually had that happen. Somebody told me my nails were pretty,
Hmm.
and then they didn't touch me, and then I broke a nail later that day. I was so mad.
Oh.
Like that bitch.
So yeah, I think we don't normally call it the full name like el mal de ojo. We just normally call it ojo. Like you don't want to
Yeah,
give someone ojo because we
right.
understand it to mean the
El
eye,
ojo.
because ojo is eye in Spanish. So, but yeah, I remember my grandmother growing up, like, which she was always touching things because, or, like touching someone's hair or something like that, because she
Hmm.
didn't want to give them ojo
Yeah.
because you were the cause of the ojo if it happened. So, it was, it was cute, watching my grandmother do all that shit. Uh, I think one of my sisters does that because she picked up a lot of those weird habits that
I
my
still do
grandma
that to
had.
this day.
Uh,
I still do it.
I don't really do that. Now the next one, the crowing roosters. I'm not 100% sure about this one. This isn't one that I'm familiar with growing up because I grew up in Houston. Back then, there were no roosters growing up, but now, oh my God, they are everywhere in
Everybody
this
wants
city.
chickens.
Oh my God. And you're not really supposed to have those here, but what happens is
Mm-mm.
people will get roosters and chickens, and then they'll move and they'll just leave the animals behind.
Yeah,
And
and
then,
they're just running the streets.
yeah, and there's neighborhoods that just have swarms of fucking chickens. And I'm like, fuck. Be more responsible, people. But anyway,
You should go
uh,
get some wire and make a little chicken coop in your backyard.
yeah, a
So you can-
community chicken area so we can all just go get eggs.
Right, exactly.
Crowing roosters. This is one of the best known Mexican superstitions. The crowing of roosters at night is considered an omen of death in
Hmm.
some Mexican regions. This superstition is deeply rooted in the belief that roosters are protectors of the home, and their nighttime crowing indicates a disturbance in the natural order. That's a new one on me. What about you? Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard that one before.
Hmm.
But my family had roosters and stuff. Like they had like a small farm. Like I had farms in my family. So yeah.
This one is Roxy's personal
Oh,
favorite, and I
I'm big
know
on
this
this
to be
one.
true because
Huge on this one.
whenever we fucking go out to eat somewhere, her purse never touches the floor. It's
Oh.
either on the side of her or hanging off of something. It is
Hmm.
not. It is not on the floor.
My purse gets its own chair
Yes, it really,
because
literally
yeah.
fucking does. But
And I
purse.
always
Uh-huh.
yell at girls for doing this. I get so mad. I'm like, what
Uh,
are you doing?
like, stop that. Purses on the floor. Have you ever casually tossed your purse onto the ground? Me, no, because I don't carry one. Well, according to Hispanic superstition, that's a big no-no. It's
Big no
like
no.
playing a game of superstition roulette with
Oof.
your finances and luck. It might seem harmless, but according to this belief, it is like sending an invitation to financial misfortune. Placing your purse on the ground is seen as an act that can cause your money to run away or be lost. Interesting. So,
Hmm.
whether you're in the park, a cafe, or anywhere else, you'll often see people carefully hanging their purses on the back of their chairs or finding another elevated spot to keep them off the ground. It's all about safeguarding your finances and keeping your luck intact. After all, why take unnecessary risks when it comes to money? Keep that purse elevated and your fortunes soaring. Uh,
Yep.
all I'm going to say is in today's economy, that's not the worst idea. That's probably the most sound financial advice out there with the way fucking inflation keeps rising. It's like, what else do we got? Ladies, I can see a national conference.
Stop putting your purses on the floor, ladies. Pick them
You
up.
you are the reason we are in economic woe. If you would just place your purses in an elevated position, our economy will grow as a whole. And I'm like, because I mean, what the fuck else do we got at this point? What else? If I ever ran as president, that's going to be my economic package. Like, put your
Pick up your
purses
purses.
next to you. I mean that's the best I got. My economic financing there. Passing the salt. Now, I know a lot of different cultures have this passing the salt thing. Now, the one at the bottom is my favorite under this, but let's get to passing the salt. Picture a dining table set for a delicious meal. The salt shakers sit in the middle, and you need a pinch to season your dish. But here's the catch. In this belief, you should never pass the salt directly to someone's hand. Instead, you place it close to them on the table, allowing them to pick it up themselves. Passing the salt directly from hand to hand is believed to invite bad luck or even provoke a quarrel. By placing it within easy reach, you're symbolically avoiding any potential negativity and ensuring harmony around the table. That is a new one. I had never heard of that one. Is
I
that
didn't know the superstition behind it, but I did hear of passing the salt. Like, don't ever hand it. You slide it on the table or just put it next to them and let them grab it.
This one is my favorite because it's always been so ridiculous. Uh, but it's putting St. Anthony upside down.
Now, I've
So
never heard this one.
yes, no, this is a big one, and I've seen women do it, and it's ridiculous. I'll read off this, and I'll tell you a little bit about my encounters about it. Putting St. Anthony upside down. When it comes to matters of the heart, some people turn to St. Anthony for a little celestial matchmaking, even when it involves flipping his figure upside down. The belief goes that this playful inversion of St. Anthony's statue will inspire him to work his miracle, making magic in the realm of love. Yeah, no, that's not exactly how it works, but I'm going to tell you. So, this is big among more of the Cubanos, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, stuff like that. Places that had, when they originally kind of like I'm not going to go into the whole religious history, but the point is they had mass like the Santeria with Catholicism type of thing.
Mhm.
And then what happens is, so Saint Anthony is a patron saint of finding things, right? So technically, to find me a love or to find me a wife or to find someone a husband, you would go to Saint Anthony. But here's the thing that's left out: you can't just turn the statue upside down. It's not going to say right side up if you turn it upside down. The object is you get a glass of water that's big enough to hold the statue, and you put him upside down in the water. So, like, no joke, it's literally like drowning him until he gives you what you want. It's ridiculous. So you're basically trying to drown this poor man until he brings you the love of your life. But that's a little bit part of it. It's one of my favorites because it's so silly.
That is
But
funny.
it is a good one. Sweeping single women's feet. I'm not into foot fetishes, so
Some people are.
I'm not really into like sweeping a woman's feet. Uh, Here's a superstition that superstitious twist that's sure to sweep you off your feet. Ha 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 ha. In some Hispanic and uh, Mexican superstitions, sweeping the feet of single women is seen as a bad omen for their romantic
Mhm.
prospects. It is believed that this act sweeps away their chances to finding love and happiness in marriage. So from now on, be careful with that broom just in case. First off, if I'm sweeping and there happens to be a single woman next to me, that's kind of a weird situation. Or maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe the single woman's your sister or your aunt and you're
Yeah, I
sweeping
mean, you're
up,
just cleaning house and you're just sweeping and you
Yeah.
accidentally swoop their fruit because it's happened to me before and they'll get my love life.
Oh, poor Roxy.
I know, I know. They did me
No,
dirty.
I've always shared my love life. One day Roxy's gonna have to break down and share hers on the show.
Good luck.
Sweeping at night. Now, as we're keeping in the sweeping themes, have you ever thought of giving your home a quick clean after
Don't
the
do it.
sun has set? I do it all the time
Don't
personally.
do it.
Well, think again. In Hispanic and Mexican superstitions, why do they separate Hispanic and Mexican? I don't understand that. Superstition, sweeping after sunset is seen as a bad omen. Everything's a bad omen with us, I'm telling you. It's like inviting misfortune through the front door with each sweep. According to this quirky belief, your trusty broom, which is usually a symbol of cleanliness, turns into a bit of a troublemaker at night. So it is best to let it rest once darkness falls and save your cleaning sprees for the daylight hours. Think of it as giving your broom a curfew, and you'll be keeping your home free from any late night misfortunes. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one so much.
It's
But
true. But I didn't hear about it as inviting in. It was more sweeping out your good luck.
I mean, I can get that. I can dig that to an extent. This one I'm definitely not familiar with. Sticking knives in the ground? Are you familiar with that? Okay, this is a new one for me and Roxy. This is another Mexican superstition. Of course it would be. Of course it would be our people who, for some reason, are sticking knives in the ground, right?
You know, us and knives.
Just seriously. This is another Mexican superstition. It is believed that sticking a knife into the ground can influence the weather. Oh God. Warding off rain and storms. To make sure that it works, you must start right when the first gray cloud shows up. It is said that this ancient practice came from farmers trying to protect their crops who knew that knives could moonlight as weather wizards.
Weather
Yeah.
wizards.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
So,
never heard of this one. I have seen, I think I forgot what it was, but I have seen where they put the knife in the ground. I just never knew what that was for.
yeah, I've never seen it and I've never practiced it or heard of it. So that's a new one on me. Crossing knives. So here we go with the knives. Uh, and then I'm curious about this one at the bottom. I'm almost tempted to jump to it. Things taken by goblins. I wasn't aware we believed in goblins, but
They're called duendes.
Duendes. Ah, the
Mhm.
duende. Anyway, so crossing knives, just like a previous one, there's another quirky twist among Hispanics and Mexicans, again, separating us, superstitions that involve knives and their power over the weather. It may can in many countries, when rain just won't quit, folks play their weather cards, staking two knives in the shape of a cross and praying to Saint Isidore Labori, Lab no Labrador, Saint Isidore Labrador, the Catholic patron saint of all things agriculture. The accompanying prayer consists of chanting San Isidora Labrador, uh, I'm not going to go through all that. I can't speak Spanish, which means Saint Isidore the Labrador. take away the water, bring in the sun. This ritual is an interesting way to try and persuade the skies to cooperate, turning rainy days into sunny ones. Not familiar with that one whatsoever, but hey,
It's quita el
whatever.
agua.
Things taken by goblins. Goobly goobly
The
goo.
duendes.
Right. Every ha Ever had something mysteriously out of place or simply vanish into thin air?
Hmm.
According to some Hispanic superstitions, these mysterious disappearances can sometimes be attributed to mischievous goblins. These little troublemakers are believed to sneak into homes and rearrange or hide belongings just for fun. When the keys end up in the cookie jar or the TV remote takes an unannounced vacation, some folks playfully blame these
The goblins.
elusive creatures. Ah,
The goblins.
goblins,
Oh
goblins.
yeah, I know these.
Itchy palms, basically.
Like
So,
money or
yep.
you owe money.
Yeah, like you're running into money or you owe some money. Itchy
Hmm.
palms. Ever had an itchy palm? That's just wouldn't quit. In Hispanic and Mexican superstitions, those tingly sensations are like financial telegrams from the cosmos. Let's break it down. Right palm itching? Get ready for some money. Yay. It's
Money.
like a celestial cash alert suggesting that financial fortune is headed your way. Left palm itching, hold on to your wallet. Money might be slipping through your fingers. Hot ears is
Somebody
basically
talking
because
shit.
someone's talking shit about you.
Somebody talking shit.
Hmm. My ears are always burning because Roxy's constantly talking shit.
Always.
I'll just like
Always.
non-stop. Have you ever felt your ears suddenly turn red and heat up for no apparent reason? Well, according to
Hmm.
Hispanic and Mexican superstitions, this is just a psychological quirk. Oh, well, if it's psychological, why is this even here? It's the universe giving you a nudge, whispering that someone out there is talking about you. Similarly to itchy palms, if your left ear is red and hot, someone is saying some bad things about you, while a red right ear means that you're being praised.
And to add to this, when your left ear is burning and red and all that shit, itchy, ringing, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
bite your tongue. I always do that. When this one starts itching, I just bite down on my tongue. So whatever they're saying, they're gonna bite their tongue while they're talking shit.
Yeah, don't bite your tongue, people.
But don't bite it hard. Just like just a quick little bite, little notch on it, and it's kind of sending it back to them.
Uh,
Hmm.
Knocking on wood. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Eh. Don't know why. Just wanted to throw that the fuck out there.
I don't know because you want to sing in every episode.
Of course, this is my fucking Broadway platform. Knocking on wood is a widespread superstition practice to ward off bad luck when someone makes a statement or prediction that they hope will come true. They quickly tap or knock on a wooden surface to ensure it remains jinx free. So next time you're sharing your hopes and dreams and you don't want to tempt fate, quickly tap or knock on the nearest wooden surface. There you go, people. Just knocked on it for you.
Yep,
Knock,
knock off.
knock, knocking on heaven's door. Or the
No,
fates. You don't want to tempt the fates because if anything,
yeah.
after watching Chaos,
Oh man, I
don't
can't
be
wait for season two.
don't be fucking with them.
No, don't mess with the fates.
They are hardcore. They set them own selves on
Yeah,
fire.
they did. Woo!
I was like, the fuck? And
They're
they just did it with a smile. I was like, oh my God.
like, oh, like this, and like this,
And they
and
like
then like this.
light that bitch up.
And they
And they
didn't scream at all. They just sat there and took
no,
it,
and they burnt down the
and
whole
they
house.
waved.
Like, fuck. Next,
Amazing.
wet paper or cotton for baby hiccups. When a baby is plagued by those pesky hiccups, some turn to a quick but beloved remedy involving a small piece of wet paper towel or cotton gently placed on the baby's forehead. The belief is that this simple yet enchanting remedy has the power to stop the hiccups in their tracks, offering much needed relief to the little.
Hmm,
Yeah, no, never heard of that.
interesting.
Never heard of that. Have you heard of that one?
I, no,
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna skip the eating 12 grapes because the Filipinos do that too. So I'm just gonna kind of scroll down and see. Is there anything else here that kind of
all of
uh
the New Year's stuff, the yellow underwear, the suitcases.
but we've talked about this on previous shows.
Yeah,
So
when we did a New Year's show.
yeah. So let's go into bullshit Hispanic parents tell you. Roxy, do you remember any fun stuff that your Hispanic mom or grandmother would tell you growing up, other than I'm gonna beat your ass?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
got.
I remember whenever I would eat watermelon and I accidentally swallowed a seed, they would tell me that the I was gonna grow a watermelon.
Yes, I remember that too. The other thing is like if
Traumatizing.
yeah, if you and
Yeah.
the other thing is the one that I remember the most is like if you don't go to bed right now, the kukui is going to come
Yes,
take
the cuckoo is gonna
the
get you.
kukui is going to come for you. And for those of you who are like, what the hell's a kukui?
It's the monster.
The kukui is I guess everyone else's version of the boogeyman.
Yes.
So the kukui is this big bad thing that comes in the night to take you because you're acting bad or you're acting up. So
Oof.
we call it the kukui.
Can we
Uh,
all just kind of create what the cuckoo look like in our own heads?
oh yeah, you know what? So I did. I vividly remember what my vision of kukui was. Before I realized that there was another superstition that involved this particular vision that I had. So my belief in the kukui was that the belief for me growing up, I envisioned it was this massive green owl. I don't know why the fuck it was green, but in my
A
head it was
green
this
owl?
a massive lime green owl with huge, huge fucking yellow eyes, and that its claws were red, like this bright red, and its beak was bright red. That was my personal vision of kukui. I didn't, because no one could explain what kukui looked like. It was just a thing. No one knew what the fuck it looked like. So as a child, that was my vision of kukui, and I remember why I had that vision. My dad in his office, in his home office, used to have this big wooden painting of this great horned owl. And it was just my version of growing up that particular owl in his office, right?
Yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, but then later on in life, I learned about, oh, why am the La Chusas, which is a
Mm-hmm.
Spanish version, was the Spanish version of a witch, but that is in an owl formation.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that about a lechuza, but like that was my correlation. So that was me growing
I
up.
never wanted to be outside at night when I was a kid
Hmm.
because they said the Lechusa was gonna get me.
Hmm.
And I would be running like home because we had to be home by the time the streetlights came on.
Hmm.
So I'd be running and looking up at the poles, making sure that there wasn't an owl.
Waiting for some Mothman
I was waiting
prophecy
for some giant
bullshit
ass
to
owl
come
to come down and get me.
back.
Oh
Oh my
my God.
God.
I just had flashbacks.
Oh my God. Did you ever have a personal vision of what Kukui looked like to you?
Mine wasn't really, it was just like giant, like huge, like in stature and in size.
Hmm.
Well, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like height and size, like just huge. And it was just like a human shaped just shadow. Like,
Okay.
yeah, just a shadow. And for some reason that terrified the shit out of me.
That was your Kukui. Okay.
Yeah, it
So
was just this shadow person in the corner.
mine was just a big ass bird. Don't know why. But if you Google like things that Hispanic moms say or Hispanic thing, there's a whole array of like even TikTok videos on this because it is hysterical, the shit that we had to grow up with. like the crap that we were told. Uh, it, it's some it was a lot of bullshit growing up. Um, so let's kind of go into some stuff that our parents would tell us and crap like that. Uh, this is coming from okay. This was a mistake on my part because it's all in
Ha
Spanish.
ha ha.
And as you know, I'm what you call a coconut, so brown on the outside, white in the middle, because I don't know Spanish. Uh,
We are no Sabo kids.
we are definitely no Sabo kids. Uh,
Hmm.
that, just I would play some of these videos, but oh my God, like freaking YouTube will be like, no, you can't do that here. 14 Spanish sayings that Mexican moms say, please be in English. Literal translation. As long as you live in this house, you will do
And
what
you
I
live,
say.
yeah,
Yeah.
you do what I say. You live by my rules. My mom said that shit all the time. You live under this roof, you live under my roof, you abide my rules.
That was my dad. He was like, as long as you live under this roof, you will do as I say.
I remember the first time my mom came and visited me in Houston. I forgot what was happening, but I flipped that one on her. I
Hmm.
was like, as long as you're in my house, you abide by my rules.
This one was, oh my God, this was the worst. Of course,
Didn't
my
think it
mom
was
never
funny.
put it like this. Uh, I don't have the time to scold you, but your dad can do it for me. Because I was like, what my mom would say, you know what? You just wait till your father gets home. I knew that was it. I was getting a fucking beating. I was going to get that belt like no tomorrow.
My mom would
Uh,
just jingle hers, and I knew
mhm.
I was getting it.
I was like, oh God. Um, what is this one? Because I'm your mom. Yeah. Because I hated that one. Because I'm your mother. And I said, oh,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Mm-hmm. Porque
I
soy tu mamá y punto.
yeah, basically. Uh this one, I don't ever remember any of my parents telling me this one.
What?
This bruise will heal soon with my love and care. No,
Oh,
they were the
no, I
reasons.
never got that
Yeah.
one.
They were the
But I did
reasons I
get
fucking
the
had bruises.
I did get the it hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah, I remember that
Bullshit.
bullshit. Like
I
whatever.
can't sit down right now.
hmm This one was always so annoying. How can you think about playing outside with your room looking like that?
Because I don't want to be in there. I want to be
Like, well, shit, go outside and it won't look like this.
outside.
It's nicer outside.
My
Uh,
friends are out there.
this one I don't have to hear from my mom or my grandmother or
You hear it from
anything.
me all the
I
time.
hear Roxy tells me this. As a matter of fact, she yelled at me yesterday. I was like, "You never listen." I was like, she was
Hmm.
yelling at me through text. I'm
Sure
like,
was.
"Oh, like the fuck? Just tell me, are we supposed to do this tomorrow or not?" That's all I was asking her. Like, you never fucking listen. Make your damn appointment.
Make the damn appointment.
I like, and this is why people think we're fucking married. Do you hear the way you fucking talk to me?
Oh my gosh, yes.
See, I'll give you the other version of what I got on this one. So this one
It's
was,
probably the same version I got.
yeah, it's like, you are crying over nothing. Stop it. Mine was, you better quit that crying before I go in there and give you something to really cry about.
Yeah.
That was what I fucking got.
Mine was like, you want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about.
Mhm. And then it always involved like a belt or a paddle that was
It
involved.
was some kind of beating.
Yeah, it was. You're getting hit
Some
by
kind of beating.
some kind of fucking object, that's for sure.
They
Uh
didn't take away my phone. No, I got my ass beat.
well, growing up, we didn't have cell phones back then,
Well,
so yeah, it was
I'm
not an
saying, like,
option.
even so, even though my mom would have just Took my phone and beat my ass.
Yeah, there you go. We'll
I
see.
would have got both.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. And back then, you couldn't call CPS because, A, we didn't know what CPS was. And then B, back
And
then, like,
B, it wasn't a threat. They'd be like, okay, go ahead and call him.
well, no, well, see, the issue was like back then, the phones would tattle on you because you would pick up the receiver and then it would make that
Oh yeah.
sound because it was waiting for you to dial a number. And then when you were dialing the number, you weren't dialing, it was a rotary phone. So it'd be
Oh
like,
yeah. So you couldn't just push real quick. You had to.
nine, da 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 da, one, da 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 da. And your parents would hear you like, what are you doing with that phone? Nothing.
Get off that phone now.
Go back to sleep. Go the fuck back to bed. Okay. Ah. Oh my God. What is it? So what is this one? I want everyone to know that the one dancing is my kid. Yeah, I never heard that.
No, it's that like that one is mine or something like that.
You can't come and go as you please. Yeah, I heard that all the fucking
You
time.
think this, yeah, you think this is a hotel?
Hmm. The fuck told you to go over there? Why the fuck you going over there without telling us?
Oh, look, this is the one. This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, not
No, it's not.
basically.
It's not. I know it's not.
No,
No,
they
no, it's
fucking gave a
not.
shit. It was just a stress reliever for them.
For real. I bet my
Ah!
mom was like, whoo, I feel better.
You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show's song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.